girl Anna back with another video. Like, shout out to all my supporters. I see you watching, I see you liking, I see you commenting. I really appreciate it. All that support to my little itty bitty channel, I really appreciate it. So thank you. If it's your first time here, welcome. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Today I just want to share on some dating tips that I used when I was single and ready to mingle. And dating for me was fun. Like, I found most of it hilarious, the whole process. But yeah, so I hope you like these tips. I hope you find something useful in the mix if you don't know them already. So enjoy. Okay, I don't know if you're like me, but for the first date, I never used to allow those guys to know where I live. Like, I'm finding my own way to the location. Because think about it, if I'm on a date with you and things get awkward, you know where I live. And worse, I don't want to go back with you. So if you drive me there and I'm not feeling the date, I kind of don't want that journey, the whole chit chat on the way back to drop me off. It's not worth it. So some might say, okay, but you can always call somebody when you're there to come for you and then you leave or whatever. But at the same time, why even go through that? The whole process is just awkward, So another thing I used to do when I was dating is to date more than one guy at a time. There's no sex involved, so it don't matter. Like, why am I going to wrap up myself with one person like it's a relationship? Think about it. You're getting to know different people to figure out what it is you want in a man, etc. So dating more than one person is actually beneficial. So when you sit down there dating one at a time, you continue along wasting your time with somebody that might not be right for you. And then when that person decides that they're ready to go, you've wasted all that time. Or you figure out that you don't want to be with that person, you've also wasted all that time. So date more than one person at a time. And I used to be honest with them, I used to say, listen, when they ask me, are you seeing anyone else? I'll be like, yeah, I'm dating other guys and it is what it is. Of course, I explain to them what dating is for me. It's not, and what it involves and what it doesn't involve. Being honest is actually good. And sometimes when you tell them that you're dating other people, they actually step up their game, Like, oh, wait, other people in the line too? So they work a little harder to show you what's good about them and why you should pick them to be in a relationship. So date more than one person, trust me. Now, while you're dating more than one person, it is also good to put in the mix people that are not really your type physically, because sometimes if you just go after your type alone, you might end up with the wrong person, because you have some little hidden gems in persons who, it might not be your type, but you try them out. You run an experiment, you're dating. So expose yourself to people who are not physically your type to see what they're about. Someone might surprise you, you never know. So that's what I used to do. I used to mix the good, the bad, and the ugly, everybody, because everybody has something to offer and it's all a part of the learning process in picking somebody. You're just learning what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So sometimes leading with the physical, you might not look out all the time. So even if a person doesn't meet what you're looking for physically, still put them in the mix and date them and see what they're about. Who knows, you might end up in a relationship with that person. You never know. So that's one of the things I used to do. I used to date persons who are not physically my type. Okay, so this one used to annoy me. Like when some guys used to suggest movie dates when we're just getting to know each other. Like, what am I gonna learn about you watching a movie? We're gonna sit there in the dark watching the show. We can't talk to each other because we're disturbing other people. And then after the movie is over, what we're gonna do? Talk about what the movie was about. And for the whole time, if I look to the side, all I'm seeing is your side profile of your face. I can't even make out. Listen, I want to have a real conversation where I can hear what you're saying. I want to look up in your mouth when you talk, even your nose hole if necessary, right? I need to know what you're about. So a movie date for the first date is actually not advised. Like, of course, when you get the relationship get to another stage or so, you can actually have a drop in a movie date here and there. But when you're getting to know somebody, a movie date is really a bad idea. No, listen to me. I love my beauty sleep. So you see, when I was dating, like, if you're not in my top 5, you can't contact me after 9 p.m. Like, seriously, why am I losing sleep for frogs? Because you have to kiss several frogs, before you find your prince. So if you don't rank the guys in priority order, you're going to have some of the losers or the bottom of the barrel reaching out to you and getting your precious time. You're losing beauty sleep. When you really check for somebody, you're gonna give them a time like for hours on end. You're talking to them till 3 o'clock in the morning. It don't matter because you really like that person. And those are the kind of persons, the guys that give you that kind of energy are the ones that give you time like that. So for me, if you weren't up in the top 5 ranking of my list of persons I'm dating, you couldn't reach me after 9 p.m. Like, I'll be ignoring your messages till in the morning, or if you call me, I just literally click the ignore button. Like, come on, know your place. So reaching or being in contact with you should be a privilege. So if a guy is dating you and you're giving your precious time like that and he doesn't deserve it, you do yourself an injustice. So for me, I used to, not in my top 5, you can't reach me after 9 p.m. That's just a standard I had, that I used to use. You don't have to do that, but that's something I used to do. Alright, so this one now, like, single ladies, like, don't be that single lonely girl sitting at the bar by herself waiting to be picked up by some guy. Like, go with your girlfriends. You have to move in packs when you're single, because think of yourself like a gazelle and the guy you want to date is a lion. It's like the weakest gazelle gets eaten. You understand me? So if you're single, you move in packs, you go out with your girls for drinks, etc. You don't look so desperate. When you put on your clothes, get all dolled up, you go sit down at one bar by yourself and hoping somebody come talk to you. Guys can smell desperation a mile off. So don't be that person. Don't be that girl who just need a man like that. Where stay at home. If you can't find somebody to go with you, stay at home. People are like, the day you go out by yourself could be the day you meet Mr. Right. Yeah, but for me, that didn't work for me. I didn't want to be the lonely girl at the bar, just there, ordering my own drinks, hoping somebody comes over and talk to me. I just didn't want to be that person. So whatever works for you, I always say there's no wrong or right. So yeah, but that never worked for me. I always had my girls out. And with the girls out thing, if a guy like you and he approaches you and hey, can I buy you a drink? I used to say, I'm out with my girls. Hint, hint, get my girls some drinks. So if you don't want to get my girls drinks, kind of not the time for you, because it kind of, to me, it say kind of mean. Maybe that's not the case, but I used to say, okay, I'm here with my girls, as in hinting. And of course, there are guys who actually bought drinks for my girls. It was like nothing. That's all fun and games of dating. Enjoy yourself, enjoy the process, but always ensure that you are not getting the whatever end of the stick. Listen to me. If I'm on a date with you and the waitress come with a tab and you're looking at me like, hey, where's my contribution to the tab? You're gonna get a rude awakening. When I'm dating somebody, I never used to pay no food bill. We're not in a relationship. You're not my boyfriend, you're not my husband. Why am I paying a food bill? You're trying to get me in your life. So if you're dating me and you can't pay for the food, like, how you going to handle all of this meat if you can't even pay for a little meal for it? Come on, why am I helping you out on a date? You're pursuing the woman. Man up, pay the tab. You understand me? So ladies, don't allow any man to allow you to share no bill with them when them look you. Hello? No. So that's one thing I never used to allow. Like, once you're dating me, whatever. And I'm not a mean person, but me and you in a nothing. We're not in a relationship. I believe that whole 50-50, 60-40, 80-20 arrangement thing has to do with somebody that you're actually in a relationship with. So don't make no guy where you're dating allow you to pay no bill, food bill, and you're so desperate you want a relationship, so you're gonna take up your own money now, help to pay for look good in the person's eyes. That's not the guy for you if he's doing that. Sorry. Alright, so this one catch me several times. Because I was dating more than one person, like I used to, by after a while, you run out of locations. So some locations you end up repeating. You end up going there with somebody else. So the rule of thumb is try not to frequent locations that you've been to with other people. Because I had a situation where I went to a restaurant with one guy 2 nights before, and then the next guy wanted to go to the location, and of course I end up in the same restaurant 2 nights later with somebody else. And she's like looking at me side eye like, yo, this girl is a whore or what? But I know I'm not doing anything. I'm just dating different people. But it kind of look away. So kind of switch up the locations. And if you know you're dating more than one person, don't allow them to surprise you. Let them tell you where they're going and you decide, hey, I want to go there or not. You make the decision on where to go for these dates, because it's not a good look when you show up at the same place with more than one guy. Okay? Alright, so the whole kiss on the first date thing. First of all, I never do that. The kiss on the first date thing. No matter how the conversation nice and I'm getting to know you and I feel like there's chemistry between us, these lips on the first date? No. I don't believe in that. That's in the movies. That's soap opera and foolishness. If you're dating somebody, don't kiss the frog on the first date. Like, if he's really the guy for you, if he's really Prince Charming, he can wait for date 2 or 3 to get a little peck. And honestly, once you start to rank guys in your top 3, top 2, those guys can maybe get a kiss every now and then, because you need to test if there's sexual chemistry. And I do not endorse you having sex with anybody, but a kiss is fine. You want to know if you guys are compatible like that, because sexual compatibility is important. You don't want to, that's one less problem to have, if you're in a relationship with somebody. So yes, you're going to have to kiss at some point, but don't do it in the early stages. Let them wait. You're a prize, girl. Let them wait. So yeah, no kissing on the first date. Leave that to the movies. Okay? No matter what the date, nice and sweet and whatever. Okay, so how do you deal with the ones that you're dating that you don't really want to take it to a step further? You don't want to be in a relationship with this person, so they definitely need to be permanent in the friend zone. How do you handle that? Well, what I used to do, I would still allow them to date me a little, because you're trying to phase them out of the dating thing, so you still go out. But then what I would do is find more neutral locations, nothing romantic. You start going to the park, you go to Emancipation Park one at a time. I don't believe in that, but I even end up at Emancipation Park eating ice cream just for the sake of it, just because you're kind of just phasing out the person. They still want to hang out, but you don't want to be in a romantic setting with a person where you're going to start going deep in your conversations. So you find platonic locations to go to and chill out and everything. And also watch what you wear. Like, don't be super duper sexy on a date with somebody that you placed in the friend zone, So at that point, you start to lessen your attire, you lessen the number of times you go on dates, you start rain checking a lot of these dates and everything, and lessening everything, even the phone calls. So, say it die down, they hear from you a few days a week, till they hear from you once a week, till they hear from you none at all. Because sometimes, even in the friend zone, it might be somebody you just really need to cut off. Like, if I'm not going to be with you, it's not everybody. You can go from potential relationship to a friend. Some people just need to get cut off, and no offense, you don't mean anything by it, but you don't need that person in your life any at all. So if that's the situation, you just find a way to just check out of that totally. But you ease the person into it. You don't deliberately just guillotine style cut off the person. That's not cool, But if you're dating, and sometimes you can be honest straight up with the person, kill the hope, say, boy, I had a nice time hanging with you, but honestly, I don't see us having a future. I don't see myself being in a relationship with you. Be honest. Some guys can appreciate the honesty, So if you're in a situation like that, just phase out the person. Phase out, Don't block them number. Maybe a year later, so you can block them if they're still reaching out to you. That's super annoying. But just phase people out. Be polite, be nice about how you get rid of somebody that you need to just put in a friend zone or a no zone, So yeah, that's it. That's really it. If I'm to share all my experiences with dating, I would go on and on and on. And these are just a few tips on what I've been through, and I hope that you find something useful. And some of you might be going through some of this already. It might not be new for you, and that's fine. Share in the comment section below some of your own dating tips, because even though I'm married now, you could still edify somebody else who could be reading your comments. And people always say, oh, nothing lasts forever. You never know, you might have to pick up your dating tips again later. Knock on wood, that's not gonna happen here. But like, share, subscribe, please. you know, and if you're already a subscriber, love you. Thanks. And thanks for the support. Keep that up and see you next time. And if I said, oh, oh, gosh, I don't know if I'm camera shy or what, but I made a mistake. My husband made a mistake in the video. But anyway, see you next time, guys.